Welcome to sauda mode. Sauda mode stands for no selling, no abilities, no utility, double HP MOABs, and alternate Bloons rounds. And so once we cross off those towers that don't fit those descriptions, this is the final restriction list that we have for our monkeys. Notice that most of them are 5-3-5 because the middle path tier 4 is almost always an ability. So those are banned as well as those that provide utility. I'm going to explain more about what utility means in a second. And of course, one more condition we must satisfy is sauda herself. By at the very least using her as a hero, because what is sauda mode without sauda herself? Let's begin. Now, I'm not sure if we can make through all 140 rounds in this challenge, but I set at 140 anyway because that's the amount of rounds that currently alternate Bloons rounds is preset to. After that, just like normal mode, the rounds are random, starting at 141 and above. I did already check out the preset rounds that they added for ABR a while back, but in case you haven't seen it already, then this might be your first glimpse into it. Anyway, also, because this is not Chips rules, there's no C in sauda. As you can see, we do have some acknowledge enabled, so I guess that's why we're doing pretty well so far. However, with no abilities this round, I should probably hide this menu just to make sure I don't buy or use an ability by accident. Looks like I'm gonna have to finally spend my money, or I could just tank the leads, but I'd rather not do that, should I? So, back to round 10. Well, what's good on balance? I'm guessing mortars. I might upgrade to one of its tier 5s later on, so sure, that'll do. And I think this is probably a good time now to explain what does no utility mean. I had a hard time figuring out what to use as U for this game mode, because there's very few things with U I could do, or I was thinking, off the top of my head, no upgrades, but obviously you kind of know where that would go, so I couldn't do that. Ultimately, I decided on utility, which in my terms is, I think, going to be very similar to support. I think of utility towers as support towers, so things that slow Bloons, freeze Bloons, stun Bloons. As you see, they're not here. No glue or ice. I think utility is quite a large umbrella term because I think it not only encompasses support towers that freeze Bloons, but also, in my opinion, buffs. Buffs are utility, right? Because they provide utility in the sense of making your tower stronger. And so that's why the discount village will not appear in this video, because that village provides a range buff, you know, the moment you drop it down. Same with out buff, so that's out of the equation. However, where do we draw the line fully? Because do I ban every single tower that does any little smidgen of utility? Like, for example, should I ban the biggest one? Even though it does insane amounts of damage, it has a stun. But ultimately, I decided that's probably too extreme. I ended up banning all, basically, towers that its main purpose is utility. So if the tower just has a little bit of support on the side, but is largely a damage tower, like biggest one, then I've allowed it. However, stuff like Balloon Crush wouldn't be allowed because people normally go for that for the stun, not really the damage. And here comes the first camo lead. I guess this mode's pretty easy right now with the sauda start. And I forgot to actually get lead popping, but I guess I'll just move on. Back to the topic of utility, that's why I've allowed Balloon Starvation still, because it's largely a damage tower, even though it is pretty good support. However, I would say I'm not allowed to stop at stuff that is truly utility, like Signal Flare for sure, I should not allow. That said, for kit, let's not think too hard about camos, camo leads at least, so 110 Sniper, hopefully it doesn't cost too much money in the end. And I'm eyeing towards, if we're going 140 rounds, I think I know a pretty good tower that can work and isn't considered utility. And as you see, we're going for the top path beast. Merging I don't consider as utility because we're basically merging a bunch of damage towers into one big damage tower. You feel me there? Now the only issue with going for top path beast is no camo detection. Once again, decamo is allowed if the tower I'm ultimately going for is going to be a non-pure utility tower. So I could easily keep upgrading to Shattering Shells. I mean, it is my game mode, so my rules. I'm not sure whether I would consider Shattering Shells with its damage buff now utility, or maybe I can kind of go between the lines and call it a damage tower. But I think to spice things up, we're not going to allow me to stop at the Shattering Shells. If I'm gonna go for Bond Path, I gotta go all the way to Bloons TD. Anyway, no problem with sauda defeating all the camo so far, so that's nice. Let's just keep going until we're dead, I guess, which I would assume would be around 40. If I can afford an Orca by then, that would be nice, but looks like 38. I guess I could tank that. I'm so not used to playing on non-chimps rules that when I see a balloon leak, I instantly think game over. And I cannot go for an Orca. Let's just see if the Great White's enough, though. 8 out of 24. This map is pretty damn long. We're not far off, honestly, so I think just merging 1 is good. Alright, here we go. It should be much easier, right? I still might think I will leak. Oh, is that gonna kill? Oh, barely. Fine, might as well go all the way then. Right, doesn't Great White insta-kill low-class MOABs? Indeed it does. I guess that's one way to not worry about it. Okay, now I just realized that the Great White's kind of awful against the mid-rounds here because with its tiny range, it can't really thrash over the whole circle. I don't think its thrash radius is big enough right now. And that's why it looks kind of sus right now against basically any 40s round. Alright, 3 mobs this round. Oh, I think the insta-kill is actually kind of a bad thing because now it's wasting a lot of time and not damaging the other balloons. Come on. That's probably gonna kill me, right? Yeah, just by a little bit. I think we ought to get something maybe a little bit more reliable. I could just go for Orca now, but let's do something else. Let's again try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone because I need decamo, and I think this I consider it not utility. Shimmer is utility, but unpopped Necromancer army is absolutely not. I'll have you know, zombie balloons are damage. I don't know if I'll go for Prince of Darkness, but I think this is probably a pretty good mid-game for cleaning up things that Great White can't. 2 F mobs to enter the chat. Ooh, that's so sus. But man, okay, now I'm realizing it. The Necromancer goes hard. All the zombie balloons basically circle in the circle. Go figure. And the Wallfire, too. It's got the God spot. Think we're good to just go for Orca now? I guess so. I'm assuming it also, again, has a larger thrash radius, which would help us greatly. Oh, and one more thing I guess I should mention is for the no utility portion, I also consider income to be part of utility, so hence, we're not going for any farming towers. Hope that makes sense. And I think we just rush our way towards the Megalodon as soon as we can. Once we get that, I don't know if I want to say an auto win, because I don't remember exactly how difficult 140 rounds ABR is. But knowing Megalodon, I know it can definitely handle a good amount, provided you just get some support while it's busy thrashing stuff. Like, no way the Megalodon is going to trivialize basically double HP fortified pads, right? With scaling. I mean, I wouldn't rule that out of the equation, but if it does just go so hard in the paint without even buffs, mind you, then that just speaks volumes about just how broken that tower is after all the buffs here. Hell, and Orca's no slouch either. Here is 56 out of 64. Pretty close to maxing it. 48.6k. Can we do the save up? I guess I'm just gonna let the gameplay do the talking. I gotta say, the ability to insta-kill ZMGs, no matter their HP modifier, is kind of cracked, and looks like 81 is the end. What if I tried on first targeting? Maybe it was because I was missing the other MOABs? I don't think so. I think it's the fact that, because to Super Rams, the zombie balloons just don't have the damage for it. Hang on. It's still working. I guess first is the play. Damn, Orca. I was not familiar with the game. Well, I was familiar with the game. I'm gonna keep it real. But even though I'm familiar with your game, I am still impressed. And with just probably 2 rounds to go, if I don't spend money, we will get what we wanted all along, the Megalodon. Let's see, F MOABs? Getting scary, but holy moly. Look, man, no buffs. Did that ZMG give me $200? Don't tell me I was tripping. Now, perhaps balance is too easy of a map for sauda mode here, but in case you didn't know, sauda came with this map. It was a map specifically designed for her. So it only makes sense, and wow, yeah. What an easy save up. Now, my question is, well, I'm dead. Somehow. Is that because I upgrade to Megalodon and it's like slower in a sense? Let me just see. If I didn't upgrade it, nope, I still lose to that 1 ceramic. So wow, that's amazing timing. What are the odds we die right as like we afford Megalodon. I'm gonna try strong targeting, maybe. Maybe so we don't spawn F MOABs. Nope, back on first. I see MOABs. Give Megalodon now. There we go. Come on. Can we save it? Can we save it? That's a lot of cerams, but damn. Nice thrash. But once again, I must stress, with no utility allowed, including slows, it's gonna be a little bit tricky, I would think, to make sure this doesn't leak ceramics. But as I said earlier, I could do stuff that is mostly damage, but now that I think about it, that's kind of cheesy, isn't it? If I'm like, hey, I don't have utility, so let me add a stun disguised as a damage tower so that I can use it. I don't know if I feel so good doing that, so let's just watch and see, first off, how much money this can save up to, and then we can decide on maybe getting something else. I think a Bloons TD wouldn't be all too bad, although again, it does defortify, but I think that's nowhere near as egregious as adding a damn stun to MOABs. Actually, before I do that, instead of just sitting on money, I should just keep on merging. I think to be more efficient, we want to merge Great Whites. I didn't do the math whether tier 2 or tier 1s or tier 3 is actually best, but I think it's pretty close cost efficiency wise. You just don't want to merge Orcas because they are very expensive and don't provide anywhere near the same amount of power. We need 4 more Great Whites. Let's see if I can fit 4 beasts within the water here. Well, there's 2 of 4. Is 3 of 4 gonna reach? This is kind of risky. Let me just test. Nope. This is way too high for it. And there's no more spot over here, right? No, okay. So let's redo 95 there. And I guess if I want a max merged Megalodon, it would have to be a couple inefficient merges. I mean, we need to buy 2 Orcas and spend 27,000 as opposed to get this, I think 8,000 if I merge Great Whites. That's how inefficient we're talking, by the way. $20,000 down the drain, just if we want that. But again, I think we'll hold on. If 116 just as good as 132, then no need to really spend on it right now, eh? Now, I want to talk about the biggest one stunning, but I just remembered that technically the Megalodon's Thrash is slightly utility in the sense that it knocks back Bloons. And it's a pretty damn good knockback at that. I also just remember that right. You can just one-shot bads. I think through all 140 rounds here. Okay, I'm sorry, but this tower is just a damn cheat code. We just... It does everything. What can it not do? I guess these super fast MOABs, it's probably weak to. Hang on, back on first targeting. Just so it lands in the middle. There we go. Yeah, that knockback is some pretty good utility, but what can I say? Guys, I think we need to make it sauda mode. The M standing for no Megalodon. Who's with me? 80k save up is illegal with these modifiers. It's looking a little scary here. Oh, and there it is. At about 100k saved up, we officially died at 99 or 109. Okay, I guess we'll just get max and see if that helps. Before we do anything else, maybe we can still make back that 27k we just spent. Looks like 132 with faster attack speed and everything. Cleans up 109. What the heck? Okay, 111, we're dead. Just replaying to see if that was a fluke or not. No, not a fluke. Okay, time to drop something else. So what tower here is known to destroy ceramics in its tracks? Just taking a quick peek at everything. I mean, I guess since we're already here, we could just go for Princess Uranus. Doesn't that clean up with balloons pretty well? I should also target the reticle in the middle. I see some of the zombie balloons are spawning a bit further back. And let's see if Pod is a good choice, or does it get overwhelmed? Because I'm not seeing any zombies spawn out right now. They just get insta-killed. So even though we might beat this round, I don't know if that's going to be reliable in the future. Ah, well. I'ma hope so. I got no words right now, really. And just like that, we have hit 100k now, after getting some support for the Megalodon. Now, I think okay, you get the money from sucking in the bat instantly. Holy moly, thrash damage. When the thrash damage is faster than the insta-kill, it do be like that. Looks like, oh my god. So many cerams this round that our zombies just disappeared instantly. Now, this tower isn't known for its ceramic damage, but I figure if it's gonna be in the middle, then maybe an Inferno would be pretty cool. We'll do a range so it reaches a little bit more. And let's just see if it can at least clean them up. I mean, it only takes with it, what, 10 damage per shot? I feel like it shoots fast enough to do the thing. Delete cerams. And it seems to do a good job there. I got no complaints. And this thing is all damage, no utility, so that's what's nice about it. I'm honestly stumped right now thinking about what tower could possibly do better than this, like, for that same price. Sewer Mines is more expensive than the Megalodon. Also, holy DDTs, it looks like they're leaking, but no, they're just being knocked back fully. It's approaching 40 million pops this round, and it is going to get there. Literally every time the shark jumps up, the damage goes up by 200 to 300,000. Absolutely ridiculous. And here's 140 that it should still be able to one-shot, and, well, 100k left over probably means it's like, yeah, no match. The 5 F-Bats are no match for the Megalodon. However, hang on. It's actually not getting all 5 of them because it takes too long to thrash them in. So I do have to spend more here. Or maybe Torrent can get me out of the last round. What's our issue? Maybe... Oh, is there any way I can maybe not damage the bad and just hook in the other F-Bat there? Because that's costing me a lot of time. Or is it actually? Nah. These bats come out way early, so it doesn't really matter. Does it? No, no, no. Never mind. What if I change from strong to last so it targets the other bad instead of the one leaking? But that probably does worse right now. I definitely need a little bit more damage. We're not far off though. Well, I know a tower that has pretty good mob damage. We'll buy an Archmage. 520, I guess, for the Firewall. I think with it being so close, we literally just need to add one and we're golden. So target strong, Firewall in the middle now, and let us see the difference. This bat here should... Oh, okay, it popped with... Popping is actually not a good thing. Well, it is a good thing, but we just gotta pop it even earlier than it is now, so... Okay, spending more money. We can do a Dark Champion for 3/4 of our main cash. This damage looks far beyond the Archmage. Although I actually didn't look at the pop counts beforehand. Let's see. Is it gonna pop or not? Is it gonna pop? Actually, no. Wow, Archmage is better than Dark Champion single target? I actually didn't expect that, considering the price. Now, I kind of messed this up, and I banned MAD by accident. Well, not by accident, but I didn't think I was going to use the tower because it had an ability. But I can use ability towers, upgrades, but just not use the ability. But I think I didn't need the MAD anyway, because they changed it to make it do more damage with the ability. Anyways, Ray of Doom affordable? Yes, it is. That's game. Wow, all of our money. Surely that's better single target than an Archmage, right? Looking at the 25k damage so far, yeah, for sure. I feel like a king, the fact that I'm able to just straight up buy a Ray of Doom because I can. I'm also going to try to target more than one target at once, rather than the other two. Because the Megalodon already damages the first one, or hooks in the first one, so... Why do we need to? Is the thrash speed the same if the target health is 100% versus 1%? It looks like it. So we should only focus really on the last bad for damage. Looking at this, and it's leaking. Wow, nice clutch. Nice clutch by Megalodon. Or I guess you could say, nice utility. Oh, wait. Nah. Okay, maybe it's a placement issue. I'm gonna have it here so that I can damage the last bad a lot earlier, as you see. However, the straightaway for the exit is way worse. Let's see. Okay, same thing happens, but how do I not leak to Cerams this time with Meg? Come on. Well, we can simply... Oh, nope, I'm dead. This is infuriating. Okay, considering the placement of where it popped the bad didn't really matter, I'm gonna put it here. This is probably the best straightaway. Let's see. Clean. No lives lost this round. And well, after this run, I think I can now officially say ISAB has beat sauda mode. If you want to take a look at the pop counts in comparison to the Megalodon, well, we got 1.3 in sauda, 1.5, 2.3, 88, and, well, 44 million, blowing everything out of the water. Pun intended. If you want to see sauda mode again, and possibly a harder version of it, then let me know. Maybe we can fully ban utility, any utility next time, which includes Megalodon, and I guess decamo. Either way, click here for more funny game modes. ISAB mode here, I would say, pairs pretty well with sauda mode.